Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today in this video I will teach you how to make an NPC walk. So let's get started. Let's go to plugins and you should find plugin load character. If you don't have it, you can just go to the toolbox right here, go to plugins, search it, find it, and then just install it. And then it should appear right around here in this whole plugins tab. So anyway, for those of you that do have the plugin, just click on it. Just click, and then you can search your Roblox username. Mine is President Ivan, and there's my character. Then spawn it as R6. And here is our character. So now we have it. Now let's insert a part. Call it part 1. And insert script inside the character. Do this, and you can call it whatever you want. In this case, if you have like a lot of scripts, you would rather just organize it properly and call it something. I guess I'll call it walk script or walk script, or it just doesn't matter. I'll just type it as walk. Anyway, so let's make a variable for our NPC, our character. Look, NPC equals script.parent. So we just defined a variable for our NPC. In this case, we're inside the script, and we did the script keyword and the script's parent. The script's parent is the character. So yeah, and we'll define a variable for the part 1 thing. Local part 1 equals workspace dot part 1. So I guess we can now continue coding, and yeah, NPC dot humanoid colon move to, not move to, and we'll put inside these parentheses, inside this function, the position it will go to. In this case, it's going to be part 1 dot position, and click here and click run. There you go. The character has walked to the part. Now we'll make it go walk in. We'll first duplicate the part, and at one point it will go here, and then it will go in a different direction to the part, but it will go, so it'll go here, and then it'll go there. So let's just do this, scroll around, and rename it to part 2. Remember, your models, your parts shouldn't be called the same thing. Like we just had part 1 and there's another part 1. So if you're coding and you have a variable for part 1, the script will get confused and it doesn't know which part the character should go, and it might not even do anything. The script will just break. So that's why you should call it part 2. So part 2 right here. Now oh yeah, actually let's make it go around. It'll go from here to the part 1, then to part 2, then we'll have here a part 3, then we'll put here part 4, and then it will go back to part 1. So let's do Control D, move it right here, look around here, should be good. and then call it part 3, and then Control D again, and there. Nice little circle. Well, if we're coding it, because it doesn't look like a circle physically, but the character will go around this whole area. And yeah, so oh yeah, I forgot. We need to write an event for, not an event, but like I'm not gonna explain this to you. Wait, not colon, dot, and then we'll choose this event, move to finished, and instead of connecting it to a function, we'll just make it wait. And now you can just copy and paste this to here, change it to part 2. Oh, I forgot to define the variables for those parts. So part 2, local part 2 equals workspace dot part 2. Wait a minute. Oh, oopsie. I accidentally forgot to name it as part 4. So make sure you guys have your 4 parts not identical. Well, by their names. So it's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And now we'll define a variable for part 3. Workspace dot part 3 local part 4 equals workspace dot part 4. Oops, not there. So now you can just Control C, Control V, and Control C, Control V. 3 and 4. So your code should look like this. So basically, we have defined variables for our character for part of 4 parts, and we have made the NPC to go from a transition to another one, so to part 1, then part 2, part 3, then part 4. So let's now test this. And it went here, went to here, to here, now to part 3, to part 4, and then it stops. But what if we made it go, like, if it would go around like 24/7, so we can just make a loop for it, and then it will go from here to here to here to here, and it will go around the solid area 24/7. So now let's code this. Just copy and paste this, and we'll add a while loop, while true do, and then enter, and then paste this. Okay, it looks kind of unorganized. We can fix that in a moment. I apologize if I'm doing this slowly. I'm actually using my brother's computer because his is more faster, and I signed into his account. I mean, to my account on his PC. So that's why the colors look different. You often see my script colors, the whole keywords thing, different. They're all like colorful, like yellow, orange, red, you know. But here it looks like a default dark kind of color things, you know, red, blue, and gray. So yeah, also I recommend you to please put a wait function, and we'll put for it 0.5, because usually if you use any kind of loop, especially while loops, it causes lag without a wait function, so you have to wait until it does some action, like move the NPC to a certain position. So make sure you use the wait function before adding any of this to this. I mean to the while loop. So yeah, undo, and we'll just do Control V again, and then Control V once more. Alright, now let's run it. It will go here. 0.5 seconds later it goes here. Waits 0.5 seconds, goes here. Then goes from part 3, waits 0.5 seconds to go to part 4, and then goes back to point 1. And again it will go to part 2. And so yeah, it will just be an endless loop. So it'll be just going around and around and around. Now we can also code it a little bit differently. We can make it at one point to just go around, and then we can also make it stop at one point. So go back to the script, and oh, okay, I have an idea. So how about we copy this again, paste it here, and then we'll also create another part. Select this. Part 4, Control D, call it part 5, and let's put it like around the middle. Yeah, this should be good. It doesn't matter, to be honest. So yeah, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and then part 5. So now, Control. Okay, this kind of looks so weird to me. So I don't get confused, I'll just add another space. And we can now copy this, and then oh yeah, we need to define a variable for the part 5 thingy. So call it part 5 right here, and we'll call this part 5. Okay, so far, okay, so now I have another idea for this. So part 5 dot touched connect function, our variable is going to be hit, and enter. Okay, what did I want to do here? I forgot. Sorry. So if it touches that, oh yeah, let's do an if statement. We'll make it check. So if hit.parent, the hit is going to be, wait, did I just turn on caps lock? No. Okay. Hit.parent dot name equals NPC, the character, dot name. Then we'll make it go backwards instead. So as soon as it goes around, after another time goes around, at part 4 it will go to part 5, and then it'll wait 0.5 seconds and go back to part 4, part 3, part 2, part 1, and it'll stop in part 1. That's how will we do it. So yeah. Now we can do, okay, we can just copy and paste this and then just switch the numbers backwards. So wait, no, it's going to be messy again. So yeah, wait 0.5 seconds. Here's what I'm going to do. Just copy this, and copy this, then copy that, and then do this. So then now we can copy, then paste it, and part 3, part 2, after 0.5 seconds, part 2, and then finally part 1. So before I test this, I would like to explain you all how this code works and what we actually did so far, just so that you guys all understand how this whole thing works. So yeah, a 65 line code we just did, not bad. So yeah, variables here, we have just defined the character, our NPC here, President Ivan, the parts, the 5 parts, and then here we have this whole long loop. Oh, oops, I forgot, I was going to make it stop. So after this whole thing, just write break, and then it will just break the loop. It will break this whole thing and it will make it not go again, like going around and around. And so yeah, so this whole loop, and so the whole loop is it waits 0.5 seconds, goes to part 1, then part 2, then part 3, part 4, then again repeat part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and then hits part 5. Then we fired the event, the touched event, and it checks if the one who touches the character with one of the character's parts, which would be the legs. Wait, oops. Which would be the legs, and it checks if hit the legs, dot parent is the character, dot name, the character's name, is equal to the NPC's name, so it's equal to the character's name, President Ivan. Then it, hold on, I'm just putting my cursor there. It waits 0.5 seconds, goes to backwards to part 4, then part 3, then part 2, part 1, and then after this whole event is done, it breaks the loop. So now let's test this. So click on run again. So now it goes to part 1, 0.5 seconds later it goes to part 2, 0.5 seconds later it goes to part 3, then 0.5 seconds later it goes to part 4, and then repeat, it goes to part 1 again. Then after 0.5 seconds it goes to part 2, then it goes from part 2 to part 3. After 0.5 seconds it goes to part 4, and then it goes to part 5. Then 0.5 seconds later it goes to part 4, 0.5 seconds goes to part 3, then part 2, then finally after 0.5 seconds it goes to, wait, what? Oh, well we just made a mistake. We accidentally made it wait. So this was supposed to be 1, but I forgot to change it to 1. So we just made a small mistake, and it's not an error, it's just a casual mistake. Just gotta write 1 here. So now, let's do this again. I won't say anything, but we'll just wait through until everything's done, and I'll show you the cool trick. So for all familiar, the whole part 1 to part 2, then part 3, part 4. Let's then again from part 4 to part 1. Sorry, I'm just confusing myself with all the parts we have. And yeah, just the whole process repeats. And then from part 3 to part 4, it goes to part 5. Then 0.5 seconds later, it goes to part 4. Then to part 3. Then it goes to part 2 after 0.5 seconds, and then after 0.5 seconds it goes to part 1, and that's its final destination. So yeah, we have cracked, we broke the loop, and now it's just standing here, not going anywhere, this whole character right here. So yeah, so the soul loop, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, then repeat, then it fires the touched event, checks if the character's name is exactly the character's name. It then goes backwards from part 5 to part 4, then part 3, part 2, part 1, and then after this whole thing runs, it then breaks the whole loop. It breaks this whole thing, basically. So yeah, I can now wrap up the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're not, because apparently only 1.3 people who are subscribed to my channel watch. Only 1.3 people that watch my content are subscribed. The rest that watch my content are not subscribed. So you better please subscribe. And also thank you guys for 100 subscribers. That's I'm really glad that I have actually hit 100 subscribers on this channel. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash a like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed the video. If you need any kind of help, you can always comment down in the comment section. And if you need like more help, you can just join my Discord server. Link will be in the description box. So yeah, have a good day.